Kyle is famous. Who's Kyle? We'll find out. All I know is that he's famous. Let's
Kyle
fucking
woke
go.
up. He is famous.
Hell yeah.
Kyle is host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle.
Okay.
Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed.
Okay, Kyle is famous.
Inside has called Kyle a most excellent dumpy white man. Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields.
Okay.
Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. Most online videos are best-of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast.
Okay.
The eye of the world is upon Kyle.
Kyle sounds pretty famous.
Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet.
Who?
Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel
May.
She is a kind
Okay.
and lovely philanthropist. She
Philanthropist.
is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation.
Okay.
Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview.
I'm gonna interview Rachel May.
Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely.
Do I only have a limited amount of time? Kyle's first decision in the morning was made wisely. Wither away or exit the bed.
Kyle decided to stay put and wither away.
Oh no.
Kyle withered successfully and died.
Okay. Shucks.
Kyle is now a ghost. This does not relieve him of his responsibilities.
Let's go. Kyle's a ghost. Oh. Kyle is a ghost. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Sit at desk, scavenge, open the closet. I'm a scavenge.
Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for...
Bugs or gossip? Kyle needs
Kyle started
bugs.
to pick between the fuzz of his bedroom carpet, hoping to catch a stray beetle or two.
Did he?
Soon, he had a small handful of various insects, dead and alive.
Just a handful of... Hey, Kyle here. Bugs. Eat immediately. I'm gonna save those
Kyle
bugs for
stashed
later.
the wriggling mass for later use.
Right into my ghost pocket. Kyle's ghost pocket, not mine. Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom.
Kyle quickly crouched down on the...
I need
Kyle
gossip.
firmly pressed his ear into the carpet, hoping to hear some stray words from the neighbors below.
Okay.
I heard
Nosy.
Rachel May is going on a trip out of the country soon. Oh, girlfriend, tell me more.
Remember, Machel Ray. Machel Ray is going out of the country soon.
Well, what I will tell you is that every night I don a mask that looks like a bug and fight misdoers.
Okay. I don't think there's anything else to scavenge. Let's sit at my desk. Let's write some
Kyle
notes.
wrote down his first question.
Are you a mother? Am I a mother? Is your mother a mother?
Kyle
That's
wrote
like
down his second question.
Deep, kind of, right? Deep. What are some diet tips? Beef, mashed or blended? Ever eaten a raw egg whole? The people got to know
Kyle wrote
what
down
her
his
dietary
third
things
question.
are. What's your funniest story? Do you ever smile? I purposefully ran over a puppy. Wow. What's your
Kyle
funniest
wrote down
story?
his last question.
What's your guilty pleasure? Do you feel guilty? Are you guilty? Are you guilty? Oh, I gotta go soon. I got 4 hours until this interview.
Kyle walked over to the strange door in the hall.
Filter is a
used
ghost?
his...
Oh no. Found himself in the room. He stashed the various items sent to him by fans. Kyle is pretty famous. I got some things. Small key, notes, gossip. And I'm a ghost.
Kyle walked over to the dilapidated sewing machine. Its box was only half removed.
So bug puppets. Bug puppets.
Kyle hurried to the set. Per normal, he ceased to be a ghost before he arrived.
He just decided, like, nah, I'm not gonna ghost
Sitting
for this
across
interview.
from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and
Machel.
smiled. Rachel's smile quickly turned to shock as she realized Kyle had not put on clothes that day.
I was busy being a
Kyle
ghost.
waved and smiled broadly. Rachel uncomfortably averted her eyes. Kyle started making his rounds around the room, greeting each crew member, none of whom looked at him directly.
As
As
they
it
should.
became apparent that Kyle had no intention of leaving, Rachel made some excuses and exited the set. One by
Rachel,
one,
this
the
was-
crew followed suit.
This was gonna be my biggest
Kyle was
interview.
left all alone.
Kyle prepared by being a nudist. All right. Reset. We're not. I was able to get in that room by being a ghost, but I had no clothes. Open the closet. Choose an
Kyle
outfit.
decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is.
Jeans and swimming goggles, slick suit, suit of armor, and skunk pasties. We're ready.
Kyle was unsure of what exactly caused him to decide to wear his armor, but it felt like the right thing to do.
It did.
After much squeezing and sweating, Kyle managed to wrap the metal suit around his dumpy self.
Oh yeah, dumpy white man. Scavenge.
Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for...
Do I need gossip? Why can I make bug puppets? I feel like there needs to be like a reason for the bug puppets, right? I'll save these
Kyle
for later.
stashed the...
I should probably write
Kyle
notes.
wrote down his first question.
Is your mother a
Kyle
mother?
wrote down his second
I
question.
still need to know
Kyle
about
wrote down
if she's
his
ever
third question.
eaten a thing.
Kyle
Funniest
wrote
story.
down his last
Need that.
question.
Are you
Kyle
guilty?
ripped his page of
We
notes
need
out
to
of
know. Ooh. Let's go. Let's get out of the... Let's check the locked
Kyle
door.
walked over to the strange door in the hall. Kyle
Force-
decided it would be best to try to force the door open with use of his face. After smashing his features into solid wood for several minutes, Kyle gained severe short-term amnesia.
Kyle, no, his brain no work no more. I don't want her to beat me there. I'm a knight. I need to be there. Oh wait. Let's go talk to
Kyle
the downstairs
approached his
neighbor.
downstairs neighbor's door and knocked. A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door.
Greet and start a conversation, and then
Kyle hurried to the set.
just. Hello, my name is Kyle. I think you know me. I'm famous. Tonight I'm gonna be Oh God, I gotta go.
Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an... As Kyle approached her,
Machel
Rachel
Ray.
looked up and smiled.
She
Good
kn-
evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded. Hello. You. Kyle's ears began to ring from his concussion. Rachel looked at Kyle, slightly confused, but continued smiling. Before she noticed the glazed look in Kyle's eyes, the producer approached. Time to get started, he said, putting a hand on Kyle's shoulder. Let's get
Let's
stationed.
get station. Let's get Why is he like a general?
Kyle sat
Why
in
is
the
he-
nearest chair,
why
which
is
was
he like that?
Rachel's. After a moment, Rachel hesitantly sat in the host chair. A moment after
This
sitting, the
amnesia's
studio lights
really
brightened
fucking
and cameras
Kyle.
clicked on.
Shit. Oh shit.
Good morning, everyone, said Kyle. My name is... Kyle made a desperate effort to remember his name or really anything.
This is already killing me. I love
Kyle
this
looked
so
at
much.
Rachel. Do you know who I am? He asked. Rachel looked back, confused. Who are you? Well, if you're not Kyle, I don't know who you are. Rachel smiled sweetly.
Thanks, Rachel. Maybe I'll
Kyle
remember
made up
that.
his mind that he was probably Kyle. Well,
Good chance.
He said, I'm Kyle.
I'm Kyle.
A long silence followed. Eventually, Rachel spoke again. And I'm Rachel. Hi, everyone. Hi, Rachel, said Kyle.
So why are we here?
Rachel was visibly worried. Ha ha, funny, she said. Weren't you planning on asking me any questions? I don't have any ideas, said Kyle.
Kyle is
Kyle
just
kept staring at Rachel.
He's just got a huge concussion.
Someone coughed. Kyle looked around and noticed the crew.
Oh my God, there's people here.
Who on earth are all of you? He asked. Nobody answered. Kyle got out of his chair and walked off frame, leaving Rachel alone with millions of viewers. Rachel smiled at the camera nervously. Well, she said, let me tell you some knock-knock jokes. Eventually, the producer ended the broadcast early due to technical issues.
Technical. Yeah,
Kyle
his brain
woke up in his
technically
bed the
doesn't
next
work.
day, remembering nothing about what had happened.
Good. The amnesia will keep him safe from the world, the evil world. Okay, we're gonna get out of bed this time. I'm not gonna spend too much time in the house now. I'm gonna get dressed though.
Kyle decided to take some time to choose the
She didn't
perfect
say
outfit,
anything
knowing
about
how
my
important
armor.
appearance is.
She didn't say anything about my armor. I'm kind of upset. I got all dressed fancy. I'll wear a stupid suit.
Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks.
What knickknacks? Can I search chest pocket? Sit at the desk. I'm gonna write notes.
Kyle wrote down his
I
first
need
question.
answers. Is your mother a
Kyle
mother?
wrote down his second.
Have you ever eaten
Kyle
a raw
wrote down
egg?
his third.
What is your
Kyle wrote down
funniest
his
story?
last question.
And
Kyle
Are you
ripped his
guilty?
page of notes out of the notebook and got up.
okay. I'm not worried about that key yet. I'm gonna go to the bedroom. Oh, should I eat? What's in the pantry?
Kyle wanted to access the pantry, but found it was locked with a small keyhole.
Okay. Next time, because I'm gonna have to do the interview and everything. Next time, I'm gonna grab the key and I'm gonna check what's in the pantry. What's in the
Kyle
fridge?
opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat.
Eat, eat crust on the fridge wall. Prepare breakfast. Eat condiments and eat the fridge.
Kyle pointed his neck directly upwards and hoisted the fridge on top of his face. Somehow,
Kyle.
miraculously, he wrapped his mouth around the device. He started to swallow. In one slow, horrible movement, the fridge slid
Sound
down
effects.
Kyle's throat. After many gurgles, pops, and snaps, Kyle felt relatively sure the fridge would not come back out.
I hope so, but we're gonna go to the tech store. Kyle walked into the clean white tech store. He was greeted by Techno Jim, an elaborate cutout mascot playing soft music from small microphone. Steal it.
Quickly, before the attendant could acknowledge him, Kyle grabbed Techno Jim by the shoulders. Finding that Techno Jim's cardboard feet were bolted to the ground, Kyle started to heave upwards. After several tugs, Techno Jim broke free, leaving one foot and one leg behind. Kyle glanced at the attendant, who was staring, bewildered, and ran outside.
All right. All right.
Kyle hurried to the set.
Time to go to the set.
Sitting across
So,
from his host chair
okay,
was a
I can
glamorous
do, like,
woman with
30
an air of genuinity.
Rachel Ray. I can do like 30 actions, most of which I feel like the first 10 are putting clothes on, and then I'm gonna sew. I'm gonna check the pantry. I'm not gonna sew the bug puppets this time.
As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled.
Approach Rachel.
Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here.
Interview Techno Jim instead. Let's do
Kyle
it.
roughly shoved Rachel out of her seat and placed Techno Jim in her stead. Hello, Techno Jim, said Kyle. I'm going to interview you today. Kyle grasped Techno
I
Jim's
love this.
hand and tried to shake it, but instead tore it off the cardboard frame. Kyle's producer, sensing viral media, pulled the bewildered Rachel out of frame and motioned the crew to go live. Cameramen moved, lights flashed, and suddenly the studio was on air. Hi, I'm Kyle, said
Said
Kyle,
Kyle.
and tonight I'm going to interview a very special guest. He pointed at Techno Jim using the dismembered arm.
Whoever
Techno Jim started to smoke from the heat of the lights.
he whoever made this game, I really enjoy it. This is
Would you like to introduce yourself? Asked Kyle. Knowing Jim would probably not speak, Kyle took it upon himself to be his voice as well. Hi, Kyle, he said, raising the pitch of his voice. My name is Rachel May, and I'm a very special guest. Rachel's expression of confusion turned to shock. Well, Rachel, you look way too thin and absolutely terrible, and you should feel ugly. Kyle gave Jim a meaningful stare.
Kyle. This is why Kyle is famous 100%. There's no doubt in my mind that Kyle got famous from this.
Wow, Kyle, he said. I sure wish I could look like you.
The last time it was Amnesia, he's like, "Who do you know who I am?" Now he's just talking to a
Techno
cardboard
Jim
cutout.
burst into flames.
Oh my god.
Instantaneously, the sprinkler system initiated. Curtains of water poured down from the rafters. Within seconds, the production equipment was doused in water. The set was soon aburst with electrical fires. Kyle's crew abandoned their posts as cameramen and sound mixers to try to put the fires out. As the crew scrambled around, the cameras continued to run.
Holy
Kyle
shit.
sat,
I didn't think I was
motionless,
gonna do this.
staring forward. Eventually, the fires were all put out. Kyle's producer shut off the broadcast, leaving Kyle's vacant stare as the final frame. Kyle's rating skyrocketed. Techno Jim became a staple on the show, often ending up destroyed by the end of each episode.
Damn.
Although Rachel did not come back on the show, her cardboard portrayal did. Rachel was very popular.
Hell yeah. That's a win. Kyle interviewed Rachel. Rachel. Okay. We're getting out of bed. We're gonna sit at my desk. We're gonna write notes. You know the
Kyle
questions.
wrote. Kyle
Small
grabbed.
key. We gotta go to the kitchen. What's
Kyle
in the
wanted
pantry?
to access the pantry, but found it was locked with a small keyhole. The pantry door lock creaked as if it hadn't moved for years, but instead of an assortment of canned goods and grains, Kyle's pantry stored his massive amount of bottled lard.
What? Bottled lard. Do I die if I chug it?
Kyle voraciously grabbed the closest bottle, snapped the neck against the wall, and sucked out all of the fat within a minute.
I could chug more?
Kyle wildly sucked down another bottle. He felt very sick. Kyle's vomit and the lard were mixing in a way to make it hard to tell which was which. As Kyle finished the last bottle of lard, he felt a wave of accomplishment come over him.
I did it!
Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat.
I could probably eat the crust on
Kyle
the fridge
started
wall.
scraping streaks of crud and spots of mold off of the walls of his fridge. After wadding it into a crusty, moist ball, Kyle popped it into his mouth and began to chew.
Ugh.
Several minutes of crunching later, Kyle finished and swallowed the ball whole. It felt sticky in his stomach.
Ugh.
Kyle, sitting across from his host chair, was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity.
Rachel
As
Ray.
Kyle
Yep.
approached, "Good evening,
Hi,
Kyle,"
Rachel.
she said, looking him in the eyes. "I've been looking forward to being here."
I hope you have.
Kyle responded,
I want to get one good run, right? But with the option of spinning circles.
Kyle stretched his arms wide, tilted his neck upwards, and was interrupted by his producer telling him and Rachel that it was time to start the show.
No, I'm yelling.
Kyle shoved his producer out of the way, spread his arms wide, and began to scream loudly. He began to rotate slowly, screaming throughout, lightly brushing his hands against the faces of Rachel and his producer. After several minutes, Kyle was finished. He slowly put his hands to his sides and smiled.
Okay.
I'm ready, said
Yeah.
Kyle.
Let's get this
Rachel
fucking
blinked at
interview
Kyle,
started.
shrugged, and walked over to her seat. A moment after
Boom.
seating, "Good evening, everyone," said Kyle, looking at the camera. "Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle."
With Kyle. Kyle is
Kyle
famous.
vomited all of the horrible things he had eaten earlier onto the floor. Rachel looked at Kyle, concerned, gave a couple coughs, and decided to play it cool and keep the show running.
Thanks. Good choice, Rachel.
Kyle stopped, then vomited again, then continued with a shaky voice. "Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction."
He sounds...
Kyle motioned to Rachel, who
Ruined.
smiled and waved at the camera. "Hello, Kyle," she said. I'm glad to be
so
here."
glad to be here.
"Well,
I'm glad you're
I'm
here."
sure we'll have a lot to discuss. So we might as well dive right in," said
It's all that lard, man.
"I'm very ready," said Rachel with a winning smile. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier.
Let's start it off easy.
You've been involved in a lot of different things," said Kyle. "But what's your funniest story?" "Well, that's a great question, Kyle," said. "I think the story I always remember is the first time I tried to make dinner for my family.
Okay, how did that go,
In the
Rachel?
soup I made, I swapped out the water with milk and tipped the whole jar of salt in the pot.
Ugh.
While my family was sick from trying to eat it, I swiped their things and locked myself in my room."
I swiped their things?
Rachel laughed elegantly.
She robbed them?
Kyle decided to move on.
Yeah, not much
Kyle
to talk
asked
about
another
that.
question.
Have you, have you ever eaten a raw egg
"Hey,
whole?
Rachel, ever eaten a raw egg whole?" asked. Like shell and all?"
Like, yeah.
Kyle continued. "I, like, a lot. It's really bad, though, so sometimes I spit it back up." There was a silence.
This is why Kyle
"Actually,
is
it gets
famous.
easier the more you do it," continued Kyle without losing momentum. "So don't start, I say." Rachel chose not to answer and looked in another direction.
Rachel,
Kyle asked another
eye
question.
contact. Is your
"So,"
mother a mother?
said Kyle, "my mother is a mother. My mother's
mother's
mother
mother
is
is
her
her
mother, and
mother.
my mother's mother. And many mothers have mother's mother's mother. Is your mother a mother?" Rachel went to answer and stopped. "I believe," she said eventually, "that I should answer yes." Kyle asked another question.
Last question, Rachel. And there's nothing funny.
Rachel, "Are you guilty?" Kyle threw his questions on the floor, stood up, and pointed at her. Rachel's eye twitched slightly. "Guilty of what, dear Kyle?" She smiled disingenuously. "Guilty," spat Kyle, "of your crime."
Crimes? Did you do it? The thing.
Rachel did not answer. Her eyelids both started twitching uncontrollably.
She
After
did it.
reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper.
She was guilty.
"Well, Rachel," he said, "I think that's all I was planning on asking you." "If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return?" asked Rachel, smiling one more time.
Yeah.
"Why exactly did you decide to wear a suit of armor today?"
Yes! Yes! That's all I wanted.
Before Kyle could
Acknowledgement.
answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast was over. Kyle returned home knowing the interview had gone well.
Another day. Another grade A interview.
But as
From
he lay in
Kyle.
bed and drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something was still missing.
Unlocked more world options. Kyle prepared very well. I prepared well. Let's do this again. Let's get dressed and go straight out to the world. Oh. Kyle opened the closet. It was dark and he could only really see his hanging shirts. Choose an outfit or inspect the rusty locker. Was there always a rusty locker?
Kyle knelt down and inspected the old, rusty container that had been in his closet for ages. It was locked, but had a blade-shaped slot in the top.
I need a blade? What's
Kyle quickly
around?
crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for...
I need resources.
Kyle began to comb through the damp piles of filth and mold on his floor in search of helpful items. After finding and eating a few bits of crumbs and old cheese, Kyle found something much more important.
A sword.
Indeed, it was the corpse of Harry, a friend that had gone missing years ago while at Kyle's house.
What? What?
Kyle was glad to see him again, but was unsure of whether to interrupt such an important day with Harry business.
Harry business. Let's deal
Kyle
with Harry.
hoisted Harry onto his shoulder and took him outside. Kyle began dragging Harry's body down the street, drawing many, many stares.
He's going
Kyle knew
viral
exactly
now.
where he needed to take Harry's corpse, on a lovely playdate, just the two of them.
Oh.
Kyle and Harry started at the arcade.
I don't have my
Kyle
timer
used Harry's
anymore.
arms to operate the joysticks and push buttons.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thanks,
After
Harry.
5 or 6 different games, the two friends had enough tickets for a single candy bar. They took their prize to the local park for eating. Kyle tried to feed some of the chocolate bar to Harry, but Harry seemed to not have an appetite.
Harry's dead.
After eating, Kyle noticed a nearby playground. He dragged Harry over. Kyle tried to figure out a way to swing Harry onto the swing set, but, lacking the ability to grip, Harry kept falling out.
Damn.
Instead, Kyle started to lug Harry to the top of the slide and shove him down time and time again.
Time and time again.
Finally, Kyle took Harry to the movies to see as many popular films as their pocket change allowed. Kyle quickly found that he had no pocket change, so he searched through Harry's pockets until he found his wallet. Kyle bought 2 tickets to A Love Romance. After getting inside, Kyle left Harry to go find a restroom. By the time Kyle had finished using the restroom, he had forgotten that he brought Harry along.
Does he have amnesia again?
Kyle watched A Love Romance by himself. Harry's corpse sat on a bench in the atrium. While Kyle was in the movie, a beautiful thing happened. Harry's corpse, imbued with the power of friendship and love, was reanimated.
Harry.
Harry's old, rotten flesh gained color and life. His fingernails regrew. His missing eye came back.
Hell yeah.
By the time the movie was over, Harry was able to greet Kyle with a large, friendly hug as his old self. Kyle was confused, but delighted to have his long-lost friend meet him on his way out of the
I
theater.
missed you so much, Harry.
The two made plans to get drinks together and parted ways for the day.
Hell yeah.
Kyle returned home, forgetting about the interview with Rachel.
He just doesn't show up. Rachel's just there. Yes. Let me get that new cursor. Oh. Does this do things? Does this do things?
Kyle woke up. He is famous.
I get it. Famous. The rusty chest. Let's get dressed. We're gonna put on the suit
Kyle was
armor because
After
I'm
much-
hoping to find the sword. Let's eat
Kyle
breakfast.
constructed a breakfast of poached eggs and toast, along with a small fruit cup and grilled sausage.
Smash.
Kyle ate
We're
his
gonna eat
breakfast
it.
slowly and thoughtfully.
Let's leave. Let's see if there's something out and about that I can find. Oh, let's actually talk to the
approached his
neighbors. We
downstairs
have not
neighbor's
talked
door.
to the
A
neighbors
middle-aged
yet.
woman named Gabby answered the door. Kyle unhinged his jaw and swallowed Gabby whole. Job done. Kyle returned to the middle of the street.
All right, now that we've eaten 2 good meals, can I get a free
Kyle
sample?
asked the store attendant whether or not they offered any free samples to important customers.
You got anything for important old me?
The attendant gave Kyle a confused and slightly vacant look. Kyle began to beg for a free sample.
Please.
Wanting Kyle to leave, the attendant grabbed a decrepit phone meant for spare parts and held it out.
Grab with teeth.
Kyle firmly clamped his mouth around the outstretched phone, creating several punctures in the screen. Kyle grunted and yanked with his head until the attendant let go of the phone. The phone is now Kyle's to use forever.
Mine. I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna say this resample sucks.
This phone, said Kyle, is several years old and has exposed wires coming out of the back. Kyle continued. Also, the screen has had issues ever since I used it to hammer nails into the wall.
You walked out and walked back.
Furthermore, when I submerge it in water, I get severely shocked until it runs out of battery. The attendant looked at Kyle, pursed his lips, and said nothing. Feeling he had made his argument, Kyle decided to leave.
Glad you know now. I didn't get questions
Kyle hurried
ready.
to the set. Good evening, Kyle. Kyle responded. And I as well, Rachel, answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. You are a most welcome guest. After other mild exchanges of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. A moment after seating.
Boom.
Good evening, everyone, said Kyle. Look, tonight
Rachel.
I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction.
We going viral again. We started it off, but we don't have questions, so I have to do something.
However,
right?
said Kyle, suddenly dropping his voice, Rachel May is not sitting next to me. She is not new to this show. She did not walk in before me. In fact, said Kyle, I am Rachel May. Rachel looked at Kyle, confused, and silently mouthed the words, You are who? Kyle stood up quickly and threw his arm high above him, pointing upwards. I have never been, Kyle, he proclaimed. I have never been the host of the show Stay Up Late with Kyle.
In a suit of armor.
Kyle looked and pointed directly at the camera. I am here for but one reason, to interview myself. Kyle sat down in his chair and went to produce the notes he had taken earlier.
I didn't take notes.
It was then that Kyle remembered that he had not bothered to prepare any notes for the interview. Realizing he did not know how to handle this situation, Kyle began sweating profusely, but he continued.
Is it hot in here?
Firstly, he said, Is your name Kyle? No! Kyle slammed his fist down repeatedly. Then he stopped talking.
I hope anyone else is enjoying this as much
A
as I am.
thick, uncomfortable silence hung over the studio. The silence did not end. The cameras continued to roll. Nobody moved or spoke. Eventually, Rachel got out of her chair and walked off screen. One by one, members of the crew followed suit. Eventually, Kyle was left alone in the studio. This episode of Stay Up Late with Kyle became the longest episode in television history.
Oh my god.
Kyle continued to sit in front of the camera all night and into the morning, wishing it would end.
He's not
As evening
Kyle, he's
fell
Rachel
again,
May.
the crew shuffled back in one by one, getting in places to film that day's episode. Kyle continued to sit motionless, cameras rolling, as the crew chatted about their days and got in position.
Kyle has
Eventually,
no
the crew
chill. He's all
officially
chill,
started the
actually.
next episode. Kyle was prompted to introduce himself again.
Yes.
Kyle had produced an incredibly artistic episode.
That was artistic? Okay. Oh, I have an option. Oh, I have the phone. For good now?
Kyle started to scroll through news articles on his phone. Stay Up Late with Kyle ranked #1 and #2 show on television.
1 and 2. I'm holding down the ratings.
New East Bridge being constructed after being found to not actually exist. Authorities investigating.
Okay.
Another grand larceny and crime spree.
Can I
streak.
do this until
Evidence
the
points to
interview?
perpetrator
I'm
fleeing
just
the
gonna
country.
scroll until the
Rachel
interview.
May to unexpectedly leave the country on very, very long vacation after interview tonight.
Talk
Phone
about-
model recalled. Techno Gym stores blame overuse by customers.
Oh, that's probably the one I have. That's probably my phone that I'm using.
Kyle's phone exploded in his hands from overuse.
I guess I have to get out of bed.
Tonight, I
Yes,
have the
yes.
pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who
Rachel
needs
Ray.
no more introduction. I am Rachel May. Rachel looked at Kyle, confused, and silently mouthed the words,
You are who? Pointing upwards.
This is part.
I have never been, Kyle, he proclaimed. I have
The
never
voice
been the
acting.
host of the show Stay Up Late with Kyle.
Let's get to the questions.
Kyle read the first question on his list. Are you a mother? I'm glad you asked, said Kyle. Yes, I am. Or, yes, you are, said Kyle, trying to figure out who was talking to whom. Or, I am... In a fit, Kyle continued to re-answer his question, trying to come up with the correct phrasing. Rachel spoke up. Kyle, I'm not a mother at all, so it doesn't really matter.
Lies! Impossible! I don't believe it!
Kyle banged his fist on the chair.
Oh my god. Kyle is
I've never been in a position for
ridiculous.
that. I've really just focused on my career. All you need to do is ask.
Kyle was silent for a moment. Then, realizing he had no idea what he was doing, he decided to let Rachel talk. So, what about your career? Do you enjoy what you do? How'd you get into it? The two continued talking for the better part of an hour, Kyle asking questions and Rachel answering
So it
accordingly.
starts off
Eventually,
pretty wild.
Kyle's producer signaled to Kyle that it was time to stop. The broadcast ended. The crew, Rachel and Kyle, said their goodbyes and returned home.
That's probably the best
But
ending
Kyle
I've gotten.
continued to think about Rachel after the interview ended. Something about Rachel had struck Kyle. He wasn't exactly sure what.
How she stood
He
up to
did
him.
know that he was interested to hear that she was single.
Rachel Ray. I'm gonna be a
Kyle-
ghost. So let's check the locked
Kyle
door.
walked over to the strange door in the hallway.
If I try to force it with my forehead, but I'm a ghost, do I just float still? I'll just float.
Kyle
through.
used his
There's a supernatural artifact. Get laser claymore.
This was one of the many mysterious artifacts Kyle had been sent over the years.
Let's smash it. Smash artifact.
Kyle began pounding the mysterious artifact with both fists. Within a few hours, it had become
Became
dust.
dust.
An ancient force trapped in the artifact was released and turned Kyle into a lizard demon.
Yes, lizard demon. Okay, let's take this
Expecting a
laser.
battle, Kyle
Laser.
grabbed the laser
This
claymore.
laser claymore. Oh. Oh. I know where to put this. I know where to put this. Bedroom. Closet. Rusty
Kyle
locker.
knelt.
Laser
Kyle
claymore.
took the laser claymore in his hand. The box began to rumble slowly, but then it shook harder and harder. Suddenly, with a snap, the box lid came loose. With much sweating and pulling, Kyle slowly inched the box out of his closet. He began to giggle and drool. Soon, the box had been transported into the middle of the room. Kyle clapped his hands together and gripped the lid on either side. With a tug,
Okay,
it tumbled to the
okay.
floor, revealing the contents of the box.
What's in the box?
There was nothing inside. Kyle was incredibly disappointed. This had been an opportunity for him, a way to find something new, a way to break up the routine.
Incredibly disappointed.
Suddenly, Kyle was struck with an unquenchable feeling of boredom about his life. Kyle jumped to his feet and burst outside, hungry to find anything that could give his day a feeling of interest. Painfully, Kyle started grabbing anything he could reach, smashing it into his face to see what it could possibly do for him.
Something's got
Rocks,
to do
benches,
something.
people, squirrels, and the ground
People.
itself fell into Kyle's grasp. But soon, his energy began to wane. Slowly, sadly, Kyle made his way back to his apartment, quietly grabbing small items off the ground and rubbing them against him. Kyle slowly sank into his bed. He
Damn.
looked at the ceiling, feeling hollow. The day had been very hard.
Yeah, I bet.
As he slowly fell asleep, Kyle wondered what he could possibly do tomorrow to inspire a new sense of interest in his life. He didn't know it then, but tomorrow, Kyle would try something new.
I'm trying something new. Kyle is hot dog. Change jobs.
Kyle thought very carefully about the first move of his day.
I'm gonna become a hot
Kyle
dog
laid in bed
salesman.
for a moment, thinking about the day ahead. He would produce another episode of his long-running show. Yes. Kyle thought about making breakfast, the same breakfast he'd been making for the past 9 years. Kyle thought about the clothes he would wear. They had not changed for a long time. Kyle waited for something new and interesting to enter his head.
Kyle's a hot
Something
dog
fresh,
salesman.
something exciting.
There's nothing
Kyle
more
continued
exciting.
to wait. In a sudden moment of inspiration, Kyle threw his covers to the ground and stepped out of bed. Kyle
Yes.
had made a decision.
Let us do
Today
it.
would not be part of an old journey. Today
No.
would be the start of something new.
Fuck being famous. Fuck being famous. It's all about
Kyle walked over to his desk and opened the middle drawer. He slowly removed an ancient withered stick of meat. Today, Kyle planned to make good on his childhood passion, the career
Why,
he had
hello.
abandoned to become a talk show host.
Kyle's becoming a hot dog salesman, and then I'm gonna become a demon lizard, and then do my interview, and then probably end it there.
You got a lot going on.
I've had a busy day.
Fuck up.
Kyle looked caringly at the crusty hot dog in his hands. Then, he smiled. Then he bent his lips downwards and slowly sucked the hot dog into his mouth and down into his stomach.
Oh,
Kyle had become a hot dog vendor. He must now prepare for his first day running a hot dog stand.
I've got 30 hours until hot dogs. Open the closet. I have to put something on.
Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is.
What's more perfect than a hot dog
Kyle
suit, right?
put on his hot dog suit, which he had made by stitching hot dogs together when he was a child.
I'm gonna chew on the suit a
Feeling
little.
fairly hungry, Kyle bent over and took a large bite out of his suit. He felt refreshed.
That
It
proves to
wasn't
them.
enough. Kyle continued to eat his clothing.
Oh no.
Soon, Kyle had eaten most of the suit. The chunks that were left were enough to act as clothes, but barely.
Okay.
Kyle felt satisfied. The hot dogs had nourished him greatly, functionally giving him more time in his day.
Oh, hell yeah. That's dope. If I were to hide hot dogs, I would probably move them into the kitchen. And
Being
then
in
I'll
the
think
kitchen
about
gave
hot
Kyle a
dogs.
massive amount of hot dog-related nostalgia. He stood still, pondering. Kyle continued to think about hot dogs. Kyle still continued to think about hot dogs.
I'm gonna keep thinking about hot
He
dogs.
thought about their flavor. He thought about how different brands tasted different.
Facts. Hot dogs
Kyle
in the
searched
fridge.
through the fridge, trying to find hot dogs. His search turned up nothing. Kyle was not surprised, as he never stored meat in his refrigerator.
If I have time. Do I have time? Oh no, I don't.
Kyle walked over to the strange door in the...
Hot dog
With a hum
magic.
and a pop, Kyle used his massive knowledge of hot dog magic to change the door handle into a hot dog. Kyle sucked the hot dog into his mouth, opened the door, and walked through.
Damn it.
Kyle made his way to the street corner. After a long day of preparation, Kyle felt very ready for his first outing as a...
I don't
Kyle
have any
started
hot
to unpack
dogs.
his things. But as he unpacked, Kyle realized he had not taken the important step of actually acquiring any hot dogs. Kyle knew that in order to continue, he was going to need to visit somewhere close by to try to acquire hot dogs.
Orphanage.
Kyle decided that it would be best to go find some hot dogs at the local orphanage.
They
To
have
boost their
have
monthly
some.
income, the local orphanage ran several fundraisers that gave services to the city. Kyle subscribed to one such service.
Hot dogs.
Volunteers would mash the orphans' toys and dead pets together and distribute the paste from a faucet behind the orphanage. Residents of the city could pay a subscription fee to use the faucet for a certain period of time every day.
Why would they want
Kyle
that?
had become a regular paste subscriber to get cheap food, juice, or glue depending on what he needed. Kyle walked behind the orphanage and swung open the faucet, hoping today's slurry was suitable to make hot dogs from. For a moment, nothing came
This-
out, but
I
then
don't
with a
understand
loud
what the
burst,
fuck
the
is going
faucet
on
started
now.
spewing out orphans.
Orphans?
The orphans had staged an uprising and were escaping through the faucet.
What is
Finally,
going on?
free to the world, the orphans rushed forward, crushing Kyle beneath their feet. The orphans knew exactly what their plan was to be. They wasted no time putting it into action. Several orphans quickly constructed a large building. Others called their contacts in the marketing industry.
What?
Within minutes, the orphans had constructed a large hot dog restaurant.
In my honor?
Immediately, denizens of the city began flooding through its doors to buy hot dogs. It was not long before the orphans had completely taken over the local food industry. The reach of the hot dog shop increased.
Does
People
that mean
stopped
that there's gonna
buying
be
other
a hot
food.
dog shop
Grocery
now?
stores closed.
I hope like
But
I
the orphans
accidentally
were
did the
not
right
finished. They soon expanded their business to all outlets.
thing. That's crazy.
They monopolized insurance. Stay Up Late with Kyle was taken off the air to be replaced with various orphan broadcasts.
Various orphan broadcasts.
Soon, everything that Kyle was known for had been replaced with something orphan-related.
Damn.
Nevertheless, Kyle remained famous as the man who released the orphans and was featured in all of the orphan history books.
Yes. Still famous.
Kyle did not sell any hot dogs.
The orphans were prepared. This time we're gonna
Kyle
change.
thought-
Okay, we're
Kyle
gonna
laid
be
in bed.
hot dog salesman.
Kyle had become...
We're gonna put the hot dog suit on. We're going to sit at the desk. We're gonna check in a drawer. The small key. Then, scavenge.
Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor.
He
Kyle
needs hot
started
dogs.
looking around for hot dogs. He crawled around, spreading layers of mold to the side with his hands and picking out interesting items. Kyle
No hot
pocketed the
dogs,
envelopes and
but I
got
found
back
letters.
to his feet.
Okay, letters aren't gonna help me. I need hot dogs. Let's get into the closet. We're wearing the hot
Kyle
dog
put
suit.
on his hot
okay?
dog suit.
Chewing on the
Feeling-
suit will give me more
It wasn't
time. Do I have any hot
Kyle
dogs in the
wanted to-
pantry?
The pantry door lock creaked as if it hadn't moved for years. Instead of an assortment of canned
Yes.
goods and
Hot dogs.
Kyle searched around the pantry for a selection of hot dogs. After a few minutes of searching, Kyle found several stashes of old hot dogs
Old hot
loose and in
dogs in a
paper
loose
bags.
paper bag. I did it. I did it. I have hot dogs. I can
Kyle
get in the
walked over
door.
to the string.
Magic.
With a hum and a pop, Kyle sucked the
Hot dog magic.
This was one of the... Kyle stashed the mysterious artifact for later use.
Perfect. I have the artifact.
Kyle started looking around for... Kyle rooted around the...
Yes.
Soon, he had enough loose items to be reasonably sure of being able to craft a stand that wouldn't fall over.
Yes, I can sell hot dogs. Oh my god, I'm
Kyle
so
made
happy.
his way to the street corner.
I've never been happier about being
After a
hot
long
dog
day of
salesman.
preparation, Kyle felt very ready for his first outing as a hot dog salesman. Kyle started to unpack his things onto the corner of the street.
Unpack love letters? Bring
As
'em.
Kyle was unpacking, his hand brushed the old love letters. Something tugged at Kyle's heart. These letters were a piece of himself. These letters were a piece of history. Kyle realized it was time to give these letters to... Kyle looked at the top letter of the stack. It was addressed to Abigail, a girl Kyle had liked during high school.
Oh,
Abigail had...
fuck. Did I fuck
After
up?
an hour of walking, Kyle... With excitement, Abigail opened it. Kyle, she said, smiling. What are you doing here? It's been so long,
It's just the same voice.
said Kyle. I have something I want to read to you. Kyle
Damn.
took the letter to Abigail, clutched in his hands, and opened it for the first time in 14 years.
Am I gonna marry
Dear
Abby?
Ab, sometimes I also steal your lunches when you're not looking and keep them in a drawer at my house to look at when I'm bored. I want you to promise me something. Kyle looked at Abby meaningfully. Promise you like me.
me.
And if you do like me, please show me by shoving live fish down your throat as a sign of dedication.
Rejection. Oh, I got a new background. Around town, hot dog ending.
Pocketed.
I don't need those love letters. That was a waste of my time. Open the closet. Choose an outfit.
Kyle-
Hot dog suit.
Kyle put on his hot dog.
Chew on the
Feel-
suit. Give me some time. Yes.
Kyle-
All right,
Kyle-
we're good
After
for
a
a day.
long day of preparation, Kyle felt very ready for his first outing as a hot dog salesman.
I've got a hot dog
Kyle
salesman
started
suit.
to unpack his things on... Kyle took out his cart pieces and began to assemble them.
I've
With
got
a
a
little
car.
trouble, Kyle was able to finish constructing a serviceable hot dog stand. Kyle then started to place the hot dogs he had brought into the cart. They were cold, but Kyle had never cooked his hot dogs as a child and didn't want to
Didn't
start,
wanna start
now.
now.
His prep finished, Kyle looked around and smiled. It was then that Kyle realized he had not...
I have to get
Kyle
advertisement.
thought about his advertising options.
Luck.
Kyle figured that he would just get lucky and everything would work out. As people passed by, Kyle looked at them intently and grinned. Few noticed him. Those that noticed didn't stop. Kyle picked up his things and walked over to the local leprechaun.
Leprechaun pit.
Leprechauns began crawling out of the depths and circled around Kyle. A single elder leprechaun stepped forward, twirling his beard with one finger.
I've got
What seeketh
absolutely
this man
no.
from the council of the leprechauns and disturb us from our slumber?
Asked.
I have
Kyle
no
spoke.
clue what is
The
going
leprechaun
on.
smiled and began stroking his chin.
Yes,
We can
I
give you what
understand.
you search for.
Said the leprechaun.
What be away?
Kyle paused, think. The leprechauns jumped onto Kyle's face and started force-feeding themselves to him. Kyle's eyes bugged out, and he started swirling around and waving his hands, but the leprechauns did not stop.
I have
Soon,
no
Kyle had
fucking
been
clue.
force-fed every leprechaun in the pit.
I have no
Kyle
clue.
realized the leprechauns must have imbued him with their luck. Kyle rushed back to his stand. Kyle stood behind his hot... In fact, though, the leprechauns had been wrong. They had not imbued Kyle with their luck. Kyle had swallowed them needlessly. Kyle did
Lame.
not... Over the next couple weeks, Kyle hacked up leprechauns into the toilet every morning.
Damn. I ate the leprechauns, but nothing came of it. We're gonna try this one last time. I just want to become a lizard demon. Do I need to be wearing the suit
Kyle
to
walked
know?
over
Nope.
with a
Hot dog
hum and a
magic
pop.
right here.
Kyle sucked the hot dog.
Boom.
This was one of
Supernatural
the many
artifact. Grab it.
Kyle stashed the mysterious...
I guess I gotta put clothes on. Why
Kyle
couldn't I
decided-
smash it?
Kyle put on his hot dog. Feel
Give me some extra hours. Let's go to the tech store. Let's talk about hot
excited
dogs.
by his new job as a hot dog sale. As Kyle opened his mouth to speak, his stomach contracted violently.
Gabby?
Kyle started spewing out undigested chunks of hot dog and stomach lining. The hot dog Kyle had eaten earlier had multiplied in his stomach, causing a massive amount of hot dog pieces to grow inside of him.
What?
After a
I don't
couple
think
minutes
that's
of
how
spewing,
that works.
Kyle stopped. He looked at the attendant.
Hey, guy.
Oh, you know,
you
said
know.
Kyle, rolling his eyes and smiling. The attendant
dude.
did not seem to want to respond.
Back to the street, I guess. Marketing agency. Rummage in the
Kyle
trash.
began rummaging around in the trash can, looking for anything interesting. After picking through wrappers and cups, Kyle noticed there was a red button stuck to the bottom of the can.
Press the red
Kyle
button.
eagerly pressed the button. The wall above the trash can started shifting and spinning, eventually revealing a slab of pewter with an indent. The slab was thick and old. A plaque was embedded in the top, reading, "The slab embraces only a true weapon."
Claymore time.
Kyle inserted the laser claymore into the indent. The claymore fit perfectly, snapping into
Hell
place. Small metal hooks came out of all sides of the slab to hold it in place.
I'm glad I grabbed that sword.
Fizz and a magical elf chuckle. A human-sized rainbow gateway to another dimension appeared. The portal started sucking everything near it inwards, devouring chairs, trash cans, and Kyle
Kyle
himself.
himself. Wow.
Kyle became part of a dizzying swirl. Lights and colors flashed all around him.
Spun in circles
And in a
rapidly.
moment, Kyle fell into the Gummy Bear and Claymore land, where all matter is either gummy bears or claymores.
It's either a gummy bear or a claymore.
Kyle was approached by a group of roaming gummy wasteland elves. Because of the harsh environment they lived in, the elves used their kin as blunt weapons to fend off attackers. Kyle looked upon the elves and realized they must live in a depressed and war-torn culture.
This is wild.
And
I
then,
have no
in a moment of pure
clue.
empathy, Kyle decided to help the elves.
How?
Kyle grabbed the two nearest elves, one in each hand, and started to give them a talking to about war and its troubles. "Hello, you two," said Kyle. "I wish to give you a bit of advice." But before Kyle could say anything more,
I'm in
the
the gummy
ground started
place.
shifting and morphed into a gummy bear monster.
What
Kyle
the
chucked the elves he was holding at the
wrote
monster
this?
to fend
Who
it off,
wrote this?
but it was to no avail. The monster charged at Kyle, throwing elves to the sides as it sped forward. Kyle had no choice but to become a gummy bear monster himself. He started to cover himself in gummy bears and claymores. They stuck to his skin like... After moments of a vicious, sticky
Did I
flurry,
get
Kyle
myself
was
into?
Then, something wonderful happened. Using a combination of determination,
Determination,
elf magic,
elf magic.
and method acting, Kyle truly transformed into a real gummy monster. But in his new form, Kyle was now not interested in fighting the other gummy monster. Kyle began swallowing every elf in sight in a wild, crazy rampage. Over the next several hours,
I have no
Kyle
clue
had gifted.
what's even going
They
on.
feasted on Kyle's stomach juices. Eventually, Kyle turned back into a normal person and returned home. But the elves continued to live inside him. Kyle had saved a culture.
Kyle is Santa. Alright. This is crazy. Honestly. You guys saw it. None of that made any sense. The closest thing that made sense was when I became Machel Ray and interviewed myself. I don't even know. But that was Kyle is Famous. I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. See you next time. Keep it swanking.